Chaos in the stacks, sirens outside. The silence in the heart of Columbia University beneath the hallowed dome of Butler Library. Dozens of demonstrators barricaded themselves, draped in flags, driven by fury and defiant in the face of authority. But by nightfall, it echoed with orders blocked by NYPD officers. This is not just another campus protest. This is the front line of a growing storm, and it swept through the Ivy League. This is the story of the Columbia Library arrests and the fire fueling a movement. Dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters were arrested at Columbia University on May 7th after allegedly occupying part of the university's main library. The demonstration, which is seen as one of the most significant protests on the campus since last year, took place inside Butler Library, culminating in a large-scale police operation involving officers from the New York Police Department, or NYPD. Claire Shipman, Columbia University's acting president, confirmed in a statement that she had formally called for NYPD intervention. Requesting the presence of the NYPD is not the outcome we wanted, but it was absolutely necessary to secure the safety of our community. Disruptions to our academic activities will not be tolerated and are violations of our rules and policies. This is especially unacceptable while our students study and prepare for final exams. Columbia strongly condemns violence on our campus. Anti-Semitism, and all forms of hate and discrimination, some of which we witnessed today, according to law enforcement sources. Around 80 individuals were taken into custody, many of whom were Columbia students. Video footage showed lines of protesters being led out in zip ties by police officers and escorted to NYPD vans and buses parked outside the library. The incident echoes a series of similar protests that gripped the Ivy League institution in 2024, during which students staged sit-ins, encampments, and rallies across campus. Police said that the situation was brought under control without major violence. Though tensions remain high as university leadership faces mounting pressure from both student activists and public officials, the NYPD has not yet released official arrest figures, but reports suggest that between 40 and 80 people were detained during the operation. The arrest of pro-Palestine activists is part of U.S. President Donald Trump's rhetoric. Earlier, Trump accused Columbia of being anti-Semitic and showed a failure to protect Jewish students. He also threatened to cancel the accreditation of universities for anti-Semitism. And here's what I will do to defeat anti-Semitism and defend our Jewish citizens in America. My administration will inform every college president that if you do not end anti-Semitic propaganda, they will lose their accreditation and federal taxpayer support. We will not subsidize the creation of terrorist sympathizers, and we're not going to do it, certainly on American soil. We're not going to do it anywhere. Next, I will inform every educational institution in our land that if they permit violence, harassment, or threats against Jewish students, the schools will be held accountable for violations of the civil rights law, and to that as tensions continue to escalate on American university campuses amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza. A group of pro-Palestinian protesters occupied the main reading room of Columbia University's Butler Library, leading to a dramatic police intervention and the arrest of dozens of demonstrators. The protest began on the afternoon of May 7th, when a large crowd of masked activists, many wearing the keffiyeh, a symbol of Palestinian resistance, forced their way into the university's historic library. Videos posted online showed the group chanting slogans such as a no, while others climbed onto desks, beat drums, and used megaphones to broadcast their demands. The demonstrators quickly declared the space a liberated zone, renaming it to the Bassel al-Araj, popular university in honor of the Palestinian activist who was killed by Israeli forces in 2017. Other banners included slogans such as Strike for Gaza. Photos shared online and obtained by several media outlets showed protesters defacing parts of the library, draping Palestinian flags across bookshelves and walls, and marking furniture with colored tape. One image posted by a student-run social media account reportedly showed the words "Columbia will burn" scrawled across a display case. A 20-year-old New York man, Tariq Baruch, has been charged with federal hate crimes after he allegedly assaulted multiple Jewish individuals, including two Columbia University students during the protests related to the Israel-Gaza conflict. The charges mark one of the first federal hate crime prosecutions linked to the ongoing wave of campus demonstrations. Baruch was arrested by the FBI on May 7th following the unsealing of a federal indictment, accusing him of targeting Jewish victims in 3 separate incidents between April 20th, 24 to January 2025 at the U.S. Department of Justice, or DOJ, alleged that bazooka assaults were motivated by anti-Semitic hatred and his support for extremist groups such as Hamas and Hezbollah. According to prosecutors, the assaults occurred during protests in Manhattan outside Columbia University in December 2024 near Gramercy Park, in January 2025, and at the New York Stock Exchange in April 20th, 24. In each case, Baruch has been accused of physically attacking pro-Israel demonstrators, punching, kicking, and in one instance, stealing an Israeli flag while shouting anti-Semitic slurs. Court documents allege that Basiru referred to himself as a Jew hater in private text messages and expressed support for terrorist organizations. NBC News reported that in one message obtained from a search of his phone, Baruch wrote, "I started kicking the Zionists because they was Chad." And U.S. authorities also revealed that during a search of his Manhattan home, they recovered brass knuckles, a hunting knife, an airsoft gun, live ammunition, and large sums of cash. NBC News also reported that multiple photographs showed him wearing a green headband associated with Hamas militants. In a recent statement on the issue, acting U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton said despite being arrested after each incident, Baruch allegedly remained undeterred and quickly returned to using violence to target Jews in New York City. According to NBC News, Baruch pleaded not guilty to state-level charges of hate crimes, assault and robbery brought by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. His public defender, Diane Ackerman, has also declined to comment on either the state or federal charges. The case has drawn political attention, with New York Governor Kathy Hochul previously expressing outrage over the December attack at Columbia, vowing to ensure the perpetrator would be held accountable. Federal prosecutors have charged with 3 counts of committing hate crimes, each carrying a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison if convicted. They also noted a history of prior arrests, including multiple allegations related to drug offenses. Basiru is being held without bail, pending further legal proceedings. The protest at Columbia University has drawn sharp criticism from lawmakers. Including U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio. In a post on X, Rubio said, "We are reviewing the visa status of the trespassers and vandals who took over Columbia University's library. Pro-Hamas thugs are no longer welcome in our great nation." New York Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat, also weighed in, saying the vandalism is completely unacceptable. "I have been briefed on the situation at Columbia University tonight, and I'm grateful to public safety officials for keeping students safe. Everyone has the right to peacefully protest, but violence, vandalism, or destruction of property are completely unacceptable." In a statement to the New York Post, Mayor Eric Adams stated that the city would never tolerate lawlessness. 2 Jewish New Yorkers, especially the students at Columbia, who feel threatened or unsafe attending class because of these events, know that your mayor stands with you and will always work to keep you safe. 2 parents of students protesting. Call your children and make clear that breaking the law is wrong and they should exit the building immediately. Those protesting on campus who do not attend Columbia. Exit the campus immediately or you will be arrested.